We know that bar graphs are used to represent data aesthetically, but there are different kinds of graphs that can be used to represent different kinds of data. Say we want to compare the marks of Zen and Zara in 4 subjects: Maths, Science, English and History. These are the marks they obtained in the 4 subjects. So to compare the performance of Zen and Zara, let us draw 2 separate bar graphs to represent their marks. We start off with Zens Bar Graph. First, we draw the x and the y axis. Remember, you need to draw this on an actual graph paper. Once we draw the axes, we label them. As the size of the bar will depend on the marks scored, we label the y-axis as marks and the x-axis as subject. Then we choose a suitable scale for the y-axis. The numbers range from 35 to 46. If we take multiples of 10 on the y-axis, we would need just 5 centimeters, which is feasible. We can take a scale of 1 centimeters as 10 marks on the y-axis. We mark 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50 on the y-axis. Always make sure that the y-axis range covers all the data. We write Maths, Science, English and History on the x-axis. Zen has scored 42 marks in Maths, so we draw the bar accordingly. He has scored 46 in Science. The bar will be slightly bigger than the one for Maths. 45 in English and 35 in History. So we have Zen's bar graph ready. Now let's draw the bar graph for Zara. We follow the same procedure. We draw the x and the y axis. We label the axis and choose the same scale. 1 centimeter is equal to 10 marks on the y-axis. On the x-axis, we have the same 4 subjects: Maths, Science, English and History. Let us use different styles of bars this time. Let's draw shaded bars. Zara has scored 40 marks in mathematics. We draw a bar up to the height of 40. She has scored a 46 in Science, 40 in English and 45 in History. We are done. Now we have the bar graphs to represent the performance of Zen and Zara in 4 subjects. So if you're asked to name the subject in which Zen has scored the least marks, you would say it's History. And the subject in which Zara has scored the maximum marks, you would say it's Science. But quite often, we need to compare 2 sets of data. In this case, we may need to compare the performance of students. So just by looking at the graphs in isolation, would you be able to tell me who's performed better in Maths? Or Science maybe? It's a bit difficult. How about combining these 2 graphs? We just place the bars next to each other. We can take Zara's Maths bar next to that of Zen's. Zara's Science bar next to that of Zen. We do the same for English and History. Now we have both together. The white bars represent Zen's marks. The shaded bars represent Zara's marks. Now it's simple to compare the performance of Zen and Zara in these 4 subjects. In comparison with Zara, Zen has scored more in Maths, less in History, more in English and equal in Science. This is called a joint bar graph. We represent 2 sets of data on one graph so that we can easily compare them.